What's going on today, family? Drams on deck. Today I want to do a little something. Today I want to get a little bit of bourbon on. I got plenty of them. I already did June. Kind of want to scan it around. I got a lot of them here. I got the dovetail. I already took care of you. Now this one right here, this one's a sleeper. If you ever had barrel, the American vatted cash strength, that thing get busy. And then we look back here. Got another bourbon now. That's the batch 16, all high proofs. They all get busy. But I guess today there can be only one. And today, for me, I think it's going to be you. The Thomas S. Moore. You see it. Port Cask Extended Finish. You see this right here. This one right here is just shy of 50%. Extended Cash. I actually had this last year at a festival. And here's the bios under the Buffalo Trace. And here's the back if you want to check it out on your own. But anyway, I think I'll dive into you. So your time has come. Thomas S. Moore, Port Cask. Let's go. What's up, family? We back at it again. You see what time it is. Drams on deck. Today, you see what time it is. Today, we have another review ready for you. We have the Thomas S. Moore Extended Finish. This is in Port Cask. And this is a bourbon. This one, actually, I had this bottle for some time. I think I had it earlier this year, so I probably had this bottle probably a good 9 months. This is my first and only bottle of Thomas S. Moore. This one right here is bottled at just shy of 50%. It is at 98.6 proof, 49.5, and it is extended cask. This is under the Buffalo Trace collection. So basically this is not age stated, but it's rumored to be maybe somewhere around 5-year-old bourbon, and it's finished in Port Cask wine. So port is pretty much a Portuguese fortified wine. So it's kind of has some sweetness to it, dark fruits, that type of thing. Maybe it's not exactly like, but maybe if you like sherry, you may potentially like a port if you never had one. So that's become more popular nowadays, fitting like especially bourbons finishing sweet cask, i.e. sherry or is the port. And the reason why it says extended is because this particular one is rumored to be finished. Well, most finishes in bourbons are anywhere from 3 to 6 months. So this one is at least 1 to 3 years. That's why they call it extended. So 6 months is normally the medium, or I would say the max. This is like over a year, so that's why they call it extended. So because it's much longer, it's maybe rumored to have a lot more of those inherent flavors that you would get from what it's finished in, i.e. the port cask or dark fruits, etc., etc. We'll get to that in just a second. The first time I actually had this bottle was almost a year ago. I was actually at a Des Moines Whiskey Festival. I went to that. That was in just past last year of November. They got one coming up in a couple months. I will be going to that one for this year. And at the Buffalo Trace section, they had multiple bottles, and this was one of many. And actually there's 3 of these in this particular Thomas S. Moore Finish series, and they're pretty much all around the same ABV. This is the port, which is one I have here. They also have a Chardonnay one as well that they have. I don't recall the other cask, but I know there's 3 of them. There's a Chardonnay, this one, and there's one more. And I tried once I tried all 3 of them at the Whiskey Festival. But I think I kind of like in my opinion, this one the most. So that's why I ended up getting it. So now it's here ready for a review. So like I said, this one mash bill, this is corn, high rye, and barley. So those that's what it's made up of, corn, rye, and barley. So pretty much you have maybe a ballpark or maybe a 5-year-old high rye bourbon finished for anywhere from 1 to 3 years in fortified port wine. That's what we got here. So it's time for a review as always. So like I said, just shy of 50% ABV, which is good for me because I like my spirits to have a nice proof to it. So as always, we gonna nose it, we gonna taste it, we gonna score it. That being said, on this color right here, I don't think you can pick it up well with the lighting, but this is a pretty dark color. So, and if it's a 5-year-old bourbon or something of that nature, we'll just say ballpark. This color is dark. I'm more likely come from the barrel aging in the port wine because, like I said, the port is like a dark fortified wine. So you aging it for well over a year, maybe even 2 years. It's going to inherit some of that color as well. So that's usually what you see right here. It's some of that darker color, which actually is good. I mean, I drink whiskeys that are light and dark, but for some reason the darker ones kind of catch my eye a little bit more. That doesn't mean it's better or worse than a lighter one. It's just maybe just eye candy for me. Anyway, let's see what we have on this nose. See, right off the bat, I'm picking up some nice raisins, like a dark dried fruit. Pick up some oak on here, a little bit of honey, a little vanilla. That's basically what I get: dark fruits, raisins, sweet oak, and you get some of that bourbon nose, which you get like a little bit of that honey, a lot more vanilla. That's what I pick up: a little bit of graham cracker. Very pleasant. It's not bad at all. I can definitely smell it. It smells like a bourbon. So if someone blindfolded me and I put my nose on it, I'm like, okay, this, I don't know exactly what it was, but I was like, okay, this tastes like some kind of a fruity type of bourbon. Without further ado, let's take this first sip and see what we got. Cheers. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right now. Now, it's been some months since I've had this last, so it's reintroducing myself to it. Right off the bat, I pick up the dark fruits. I pick up that sweet oak. We have vanilla on here. Pretty much, it tastes like a bourbon. Well, if I didn't know no better, I would think it may be sherry, but it's port wine. Because you do get that dark berry influences on here as well. So not bad at all. And like I said, it's 50% damn near. So there's a little bit of nice little umph to it. A little bit, I like that. I like that. I'll take another quick sip. I'm gonna dive deeper in these notes for you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you get more of the same. You get the typical. I pick up some spice, maybe cinnamon, nutmeg. So I think there's the rye spice in there as well. And then you have that nice bourbon notes that you get, like I said, vanilla, honey, sweet oak. And then you get like a nice little hint of like a dark berry or raisin, or dark fruit. When you sort it around, the first thing that comes to mind is just that wine influence from the beer, like that dark wine influence. And then you get the sweet oak and vanilla. Those are the three things that really stand out to me. And no, it's not bad at all. I did add a little water to it, so almost 50%, just to see if it opens up anything. But by and large, it's not bad at all. This bottle was around $70. So they may range. I've seen some, they pretty much range anywhere from 65 to like maybe just shy of 80. So in that 60 to 80 or something dollar range, that's kind of where they're at. This one's, like I said, around $70 around here. I got it, like I said, earlier this year, I want to say. So I have not seen these over 100, and nor should they be. I mean, but when you get wine, or I should say bottles that's in like a series, or sometimes they may jack up prices. But I think this is relatively priced. It's not bad. $70 and 50% finished port wine. So if you don't like dark wine or berry influence type of whiskeys, then you probably wouldn't gravitate towards this. This might wouldn't be your thing. So it had, like I said, you get a traditional rye bourbon, but it's finished in the sweet. So you get the rye spice, you get the rubber, the sweet oak, and then you also get the dark berry influence that you get from the wine. So it's those three things that just coming together. So all in all, it's not bad at all. I mean, like I said, I had the Chardonnay, the other one they had, and I kind of gravitated towards this a little bit more. I haven't had the Chardonnay since I tasted at the whiskey festival, so maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I may have a different opinion, perhaps. But nevertheless, like I said, these still around, even on the shelf around Des Moines. When I go to certain stores, I still see some of these. So they didn't sell out or anything. I mean, they're readily available. So depending upon where you live at, you may or may not see these. But this is actually under the Buffalo Trace Distillery, FYI. So we'll take one more quick sip. This is with water, and let's see if it enhances or opens up any more of these enhanced wine influences from the Port Cask. I get more of the same. More of the same. Doesn't really open up anything, at least for me on my palate. So, all in all, got a pretty decent high rye bourbon finished in port cask for up maybe 1 to 3 years. $70, not bad. So price wise, like I said, I think it's relatively priced. I mean, I wouldn't expect to get something that, that's aged in, finished bourbon aged in these type of stuff for, $30 or $40. So $70. Yeah, I think that's, depending upon today's market of whiskey, I think that's relatively priced. So, like I said, I've seen it as low as 60 something, low 60s too. So how would I rate this? 1 out of 10. 10 being the best for me. Drams on deck for Thomas S. Moore, Port Cask. For me, 1 out of 10. I'll give this a solid 7.75 out of 10. So 7 3/4. I think it's a pretty good, solid finished whiskey. I like it. I think the only thing I would say that I would like to make it better, maybe if it had a little bit more distinct port cask influence. But like I said, this is finished in it. Again, I'm used to drinking certain scotches that been pretty much all predominantly aged in port cask. So I've had some scotches that have been aged, solely in port cask. So those type of things are going to have a lot more distinctive flavor than obviously a finished one. So again, I'm not necessarily comparing it to a scotch. That's not what I'm doing. But for me, maybe slightly more if I'm a nitpick at it a little bit. But it's still good though. I wish it had a little bit more oiliness and viscous to it. It has like a dry finish. I mean, obviously it has a wine influence, so maybe it was slightly more oily and slightly more fruity. But I think all in all, it's good because so here's the thing: it's a gift and a curse because some people they don't like finished bourbons that are overly intense because they say, well, if it's too much of a port cask, I don't take it. It's not a bourbon limit anymore. So to me, I think some people like more traditional bourbon. They just want just a small hint of what it's aged in to enhance it. And I think this is what this is. Sometimes some people like to go a little bit overboard. Me, I'm a person that's slightly maybe overboard, but nevertheless, it's still good though. And I think that I can still taste this as a bourbon, if that makes sense. So I think if it was aged, way extensively long, you may dull down some of the bourbon influence. But when you taste it, you can still taste and know you're drinking a bourbon. So I think it's good in that sense. So like I said, 7.75 out of 10. I think it's good. I enjoy it. If you want a high rye bourbon with a nice fortified, like a dried fruit, berry, like raisin, prune, that kind of blackberry kind of influence swirling around. Like I said, with traditional bourbon, high rye, spice, cinnamon, sweet oak, little vanilla. That's what you get with this. And like I said, the things that the one the notes stand out the most to me is the oak character, the dark berry character, and the vanilla. Those are the things that really stand out the most. So it has a medium finish to it. So like I said, I think this is something that if you're a neat sipper, you can sip this neat. If someone who's not used to drinking, neat, then you may put a little bit of ice or a little bit of water to help make it comfortable for you, but I would do it gradually. But anyway, all in all, hope you got someone's review. If you've never seen this before, if you never had this before, or maybe if you saw, you never tried it. Hopefully this video can give you some insight on what it tastes like or what the flavor profile is. So like I said, man, is pretty much you have a bourbon that's enhanced with that dark port wine influence, which is like a Portuguese fortified wine. So all in all, not bad, man. So anyway, I'm going to the Whiskey Festival again this year, so hopefully I can try some newer things that I haven't tried yet and kind of share those with you all as well. So if you like that, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Likes and subscribes are free, y'all. Also, hit me in the comment box. I want to know your opinions of this. If you had it or you have not had it, I definitely want to know your opinion. So please let me know. And yeah, we'll go from there. So please stay tuned. We got more hot reviews coming your way. Yes, sir. Drams on deck.